Phillips Design Studio. There we are. We are now live on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay!
My name's Amelia. This is Christina.
Hello, everybody.
I am going to be behind the camera today. So Christina's going to be running this little Facebook, Instagram live. Wow, we've already got people logging in over on Instagram. Yeah. Look at that. You're going to see some little hearts floating up. Because everyone's super lovely. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be doing watercolor florals and we're going to talk to Kat. So it's going to be amazing.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
Everybody say hi to Kat.
Hi.
She is, at the moment, she's painting these amazing watercolor florals. Have a look. They're pretty awesome. She's only been working on it for maybe half an hour.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's Facebook Live. We better get
started. But she's painted a masterpiece already, and it's already been 30 minutes. So
thanks, Christina.
It's looking really good. So what are the tools that you're kind of using?
Well, today I've got both the box set of the watercolors and the ColourX inks out. They're both like my faves for working with.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of using a bit of both. The colours are really bright with the ColourX inks.
Yeah.
So sometimes like I'll go in first with the box set and kind of do my wash, and then for a bit of punch I'll add in the ColourX
Yeah,
ink.
you can kind of see that.
Yeah, so they're really bright and vibrant, and you have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Put it out.
Yeah, and they kind of, you can just pick up on that tonal variation, which is really what you're going for.
Yeah. And what about your brushes? You're using just a medium?
Yeah, I have like a large brush and then a medium and a teeny tiny one. Yeah, so most of it I'll do with the larger brush.
There it is there.
And it's just like towards the end where you just want to put in your little details that you'll that you'll add in the smaller brushes. You want to keep it really loose, and you want to not fuss too much with this sort of style of painting. So if you do the majority of your work with the larger brush, you'll get that like unfussy, easy, loose abstract style.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, which is what we're really going for today.
So before you even start doing this, where do you begin? How do you even know where to start?
Well, watercolor florals are like a mainstay in our collection, so we usually have them as part of the range. But they're constantly updated, so we make sure that they're always relevant and following what's happening. So our creative director will send us through a storyboard.
Show you guys this.
With fresh new reference to make sure that we're always doing something new and exciting. So following the catwalks, what's happening like in store, on Pinterest, like with art inspiration, particularly for the hand painted stuff. So like lots of different inspirations that we draw from to make sure that
really good sources of inspiration, especially when you're starting designing, because
definitely
it's kind of like, oh, where do I even begin? There's so many references, and so these kind of put it all together in one page, and they also give you these color references as well. So these are really handy. We actually sell these on our website as a trend subscription, so you guys can check that out on the website. They're really great source of inspiration.
I find them really helpful because, you know, everyone has their own style of painting, but it's good to mix it up and make sure that you're always pushing yourself to explore new things. And the colour palettes are super handy too, because like often, for example, with this, I won't even think too much about my colour. Like I'll just, the aim of the game at this point is really to just get vibrant colour there happening, lots of tonal variation within each of your elements, and make sure that you just have a lot happening. But then when I bring these elements, when I scan them in and bring them into Photoshop, I'll change them quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the actual painting might look quite different, and I might more closely, you know, follow, for example, the colour palette that our creative director has put together, or I might go, oh, I just love this reference. I might, you know, add a pop of this or a pop of that. So yeah, drawing from lots of different references makes sure that it stays really interesting.
So if you don't like a color that you paint on the page, you can always change it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
which is great. It's a blessing of Photoshop, and it's a good thing about what we do with textile design. It's not necessarily a finished artwork to go on the wall, so you can change it, you can cut it up, mix things around, change the colours.
Don't get too caught up in all the little bits.
Exactly.
So what are these books over here? Are you using these as references?
Yeah, like this is just an example of how we draw inspiration from lots of different places. So this is an artist, Paul Gell, who does beautiful abstract watercolour florals.
From Painter's Garden.
Yeah, so I really like that book. But we have a great library here, so we...
Brazilian fashion print designer. Hello, Brazil. Brazil's in the house again.
Got some questions about designing for the studio. Sorry, Amelia's behind the camera. She can't help herself today. There's someone asking there about... Sorry, I'm not going to be the magic person, just the voice. There's someone asking about designing prints for the studio. If you're interested in freelancing for the studio, you can jump on our Facebook. We've got a post up there at the moment looking for freelancers. Or if you've got a contact email, you can jump on and give the studio an email. So I know there's a lot of freelance textile designers out there. And we're always looking for new people. So send through your stuff. Sorry, back to Christina.
Not in Australia, you can still send it through as well. So this is the other book that you're using.
Yeah.
I'll just show you guys that reference.
This was more a botanical book, but it can be great just to get like the shape of flowers and leaves and different layouts. And the other thing is fresh flowers, of course, if you're lucky enough to have some. So,
yes, that is a big one.
Yeah.
So you've used these in your painting?
I have actually, and you can see like it's not super literal, but it's just I've been inspired by it. Those kind of spriggy forms.
Yeah,
so,
it's good to see the actual form of the flower instead of on a flat page.
Exactly, and just get that indication. So
after you've painted your elements, you bring them into Photoshop and change the colors and the size and the styles, and then you.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of, we've got a couple of paintings here, and you can see like how often when we paint, we just have like having a play, like there's different scale elements that we used in different designs, and for example, like the colours may change along the way when you're in Photoshop, like this one.
So these have all been done by a couple of different designers in the studio, so you can kind of see the difference between the different styles, and we'll show you on our actual fabric headers how the colors actually change once they're put into a design.
Yeah, we thought it'd be fun to show you today, like for something different, like how we do change the designs. So you can see Angela's painted some beautiful elements here. And she's just had fun, let loose with the paint. A lot of it she's just done in a couple of colours, just because that's what she had on hand. And then when she's scanned them into Photoshop, you can see that she's changed the colours, the palette's become more sophisticated. It just looks so gorgeous.
Yes.
She's shrunk the scale as well, so everything, and the layout, it just makes it all happen, and it transforms the artworks.
This is a couple of the original elements, so you can see they're a lot larger in comparison to the actual design.
And also for a point of difference, we thought we'd show you how the design looks different in like different colorways too. For the Longina Phillips range, we actually have a swim collection and a fabric collection. So for the swim, we print on paper, and for the fashion on the fabric. And the scale is smaller
here as well for swim.
So you can get more jammed into your little pieces. And we also offer the two colorways as well. So
it's fun to see it in both colorways, and they even do that on the fabric as well. So it's really good to see how they look so different.
I know, even teeny tiny, this one looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So what about this green one here?
Yeah, this is another example of how the artwork is just completely transformed. It's actually, those are the elements, so you can see that...
Beautiful textile designer, Argentina! Argentina in the house, woo!
So these are some elements that I painted the other day when we had like a group painting session. So like they're just all pink and green, nothing, amazing.
But this one is actually the one in this design. Wow, that's pretty amazing. went from purple to this amazing orange-red color, and it looks completely different to the original. It's really beautiful. So did you change the scale as well in this one?
I did. I tend to like want to paint a little larger and then shrink it down. That's a little trick.
Los Angeles, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, Los Angeles.
And the levels too. That's it. So you can see that I've accentuated the darks and the lights just to make it all look a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, the colours obviously have changed heaps as well.
Yeah.
So you know, you can see that.
Play around with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the last one we have here.
Oh yeah, that's the beautiful poppies.
Yes. Really amazing.
So you can see from this artwork, and we have it on the fabric.
And the paper as well.
Stunning. And you can just imagine it on a garment so easily. So
yeah, and I think that's important as well when you go into Photoshop after you've painted, is to actually think about it being on a garment rather than just as a piece of artwork. So.
Exactly, because it's so different. Like what we do the artwork, but really it's for that end use.
Yeah. So when you're in Photoshop, are you changing the colors, and are you kind of leveling out the contrast and all of that?
Definitely. We just adjust the elements so that they look as amazing as they possibly can. So it's good to have that up your sleeve.
Yes, definitely.
Photoshop.
Colombia and Brazil.
Oh, Colombia, everybody.
Wow.
Everyone's on
today.
I love it. It's
Great.
international.
Thanks, everybody. Okay, well, I think that we've covered pretty much all of our designs
so I
today.
hope you found that interesting, seeing the translation from artwork into finished textile design.
It's pretty amazing to see it transform from something on a paper to something on a piece of fabric. So I hope you guys found that really interesting. And we will be back again soon. We are actually talking about watercolor florals today because we're actually having a print school class here in the studio on April 29th. So if you guys are interested in that, head on over to our website and book your spot now because they're filling up fast. So thank you for joining us. Thanks,
That'll
Kat.
actually be our first watercolor
First ever
class because we've done abstract florals and illustrated florals as you know, but this will be the first watercolor class, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Really exciting.
New techniques to learn.
Yes, very exciting. Okay, well, thanks everybody, and hopefully tune in for the next one. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.